I met Twist that in that era where I was still a toy to like comparatively. Um yeah, he was painting this wall, a famous wall that early in his sort of artistic career, it was a barrier wall around Yerba Buena Center for the Arts. Is all red, like maybe like a whole entire block with like what would now be classic like black and white kind of like characters and like stuff. And I went there. Someone told me they're like, "Yo, Twist, he's over down that," because we didn't do it in a day. It took months. And I went down there, and I'm just some grubby skater kid, like punk rock kid, and I'm like, I was like 18, 17, 18. And he was already like, he's doing artwork. It wasn't even graph. That was like a real mural. So I loved him. I had seen him in Slap magazine, and I was just real enamored by the fact that I'm seeing this guy not only really good at graph, but he's doing like what looks like these skate graphics, but he's doing it. I had no idea. I hadn't even probably even done like a permission wall or anything yet. Like I was just ditch graffiti at that point and some tagging. So that was kind of like that was, and now I wouldn't even meet Twist again for like another like 2 years. That was a one time thing. But he remembered me because he ended up having a show at Yerba Buena for the Arts, and I gave him a marker, a homemade like mini wide looking thing that I made with a chalkboard eraser. No ink, no cap, but it was like a little homemade marker, and I gave it to him, and he put it in that show at Yerba Buena, which was it's a really big art center for art shows and stuff, and that meant a lot to me. That may have happened later, but I know that he I know that he remembered me, and he put that in there as like I took it as like that, there was something there to that interaction. He told me where to get stickers, like what dumpster you could go take like scraps of stickers from this one place. So I went there. So from day one, like we vibed on like lifestyle, you know? And I believe that's why he took the time to speak to me, was because definitely not from the same cloth necessarily, but I think maybe we have similar tendencies, you know? So that would be the early part. That was kind of where I made the intersection between graffiti and skating.
What was the scene like? What was the graffiti scene like back then in San Francisco? You hear these stories and you see the pictures, but not everybody was there. You were there. How was that?
Oh my god. I mean, the only way I could describe it, and this is might get a little obscured for people that are like that might not understand this parallel, but like the way skating was with like Embarcadero being like the sort of epicenter for people that wanted to like participate in skating. They were migrating to this place and doing and like that's kind of how graffiti was. I mean, we had like people coming from all different parts of the country. Um like I would say like Soap and Felon were active. They were really doing a lot of tags. Like Felon, he had like just like really good really good tags. Mops were coming out. Like this was the first time, people use mops on insides, like in on the trains. And but when mops came out in San Francisco, like street tagging just went so nice, man. Like because we in San Francisco we had these like green boxes. They were like dark green, almost black, like olive drab kind of color, and like a marsh silver mop on those was just so chic that like a lot of people I feel like started writing just because of mops. There was people that didn't do pieces, didn't do spray paint, but they did stickers and mops. That was like a SF staple.
Were you there when KR came and
Yeah,
started?
KR, yeah, KR, um, and Reminisce were a team, and Twist, and with Twist came like there was like Probe, which is Alicia McCarthy. She's a really talented artist who's from our school of thought. I mean, or like our, I don't know if from the Mission sort of early roots, like art rooted graffiti scene. And the other thing that's, I think, unique about San Francisco is that the music scene was extremely important to the culture of graffiti. Like I met Twist again after the 2 years after not seeing him from that, when I was 17. So fast forward to being 19, being pretty decent at graph at this point, having tags, to like, I worked at this record store called Blacklist Mail Order, where I had ordered a lot of records that were more obscure. That wasn't that kind of like Sex Pistols sort of punk stuff. It turned into like what they sort of call third wave punk, or like the current punk bands that were touring and putting out music and stuff. So I would order these records of like the latest, like, some whatever band from wherever that came out with a 7-inch single, or like a EP, and that's it. Like they would, Blacklist would carry it, and it was a mail order. So I was able to order that before I moved to SF. So when I got there, I started working there, and there's this girl that was super cool. She had her own label, but she was working there as well. And I didn't even know, but this was Twist's sister. And so he came in and poked his head in and was like, and we got down and started talking, and he's like, I haven't seen you. He came out of his way to go meet some, like, at the time I'm a toy, and then start seeing me, and he's like, oh shit, this is the graffiti guy that his sister said, yeah, some graph kid works with us. So like, then I start like this. A lot of good shows happened at that place. I saw like KR and Reminisce and Twist and myself were at a Bikini Kill show, and this is like uh inside a record store, like like I don't know. To me, these times are golden. To me, like this is like pure, like a lot of good stuff was going on. Like everyone stopped and played in San Francisco, like, and usually came into the shop, because it was, that was just like, I would say, just as Embarcadero was for skating, like for music, that Epicenter is where it was like Epicenter and Blacklist. Epicenter was the store, Blacklist was the mail order. Like this was like just such a instrumental part of the street culture